I was surfing 2 Foot Venice, and I don't know what happened. I dove off a wave and kind of hit like a sandbar or something, and I broke my neck. It was more weird, like I hit my head and I came up and it was like, something's wrong. I feel like I can't move my neck, you know, but it surprisingly wasn't painful. But I remember going, like waving the lifeguard down, and I was sitting on the truck, like in the back of the truck, and I felt like I was gonna faint. So I started to get really scared. Like I was just like, is this it? You know, and they wouldn't give me any water or anything. And yeah, I'm lucky. That's the, you know, end result, or the outcome could have been a lot worse. So I grew up surfing in Santa Barbara, and then all through the 90s, I would surf like once or twice a year, like all through my 20s, and then kind of rediscovered surfing in New York. When I got back into it, it was like I just fell back in love or something, you know?
There's surfing all over your pictures, but it's not necessarily an aspiration for you. Am I right in saying that you're not looking to portray surfing, so to speak? Can you speak a little bit about your process?
I'm really not, but I love that it does kind of come out in a really unconscious way, maybe, or I feel like there's everything in my painting, and I'm sure it's the same for you, kind of, you realize later, like, oh, maybe I'm drawn to this because of, you know, spending so much time looking at the horizon, or trying to understand intuitively, you know, the ocean and swells and things like that. So these kind of paintings, yeah, somebody can look at it, somebody can come to it and not take away surfing at all, which is, I wouldn't want to do something so literal. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff, but this, it definitely does. It has those elements, definitely. To me, they really do look like landscapes, or they look like, you know, this could be an aerial shot of, you know, glaciers or something. Like there is that element that really still in a way is like, some people look at my work and they're like, it looks oddly photographic. So I'm still kind of interested in that reference to like a landscape or something, a topography or something like that. That is, I feel like that is an entryway into my work that people can go like, oh, this feels like something I know. Yeah, that's just super glued together. I like leaving like a little sliver of edge here that kind of overlaps so you can see the paint. Yeah, I moved to LA, I think it was 2008, and at the time, I felt like I was just, my work had like, I'd painted myself into a corner. I was really into the idea at the time of like painting these really intricate photo-based portraits. After a while, I was like, okay, I think I've run this into the ground, and I'm tired of making realistic work. I really miss process-based work. Shout out to you guys. So then when I was in LA, I was like, I just want to get some acrylic paints and just start pouring paint and making paintings that I used to make a long time ago. I missed that.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the sort of the concept of process painting, as I understand it, against like pictorial painting, where the process of a pictorial painting would be the process of articulating a picture, like a rendering, like building a house. Mm-hmm. Whereas process painting, as I think of it, is something more that comes out of what someone like Jackson Pollock was doing, where taking the aspiration of a rendering or a picture away and saying, this is really about my act as a person, that as an artist, I engage with these materials. What I do is personal. What comes out of it is this artifact. So for me, that's how I think of like process painting. When I look at your painting, I see fractured and like ice flows coming off of the glacier and all kinds of potentially legible, you know, content, but it certainly doesn't feel like it's trying to be legible content. It really does seem to be about process.
But this is the dance where it's like if I keep pounding, the whole thing just goes whee and falls off, you know. So I'm like, I can let it dry, and then the spray paint does kind of hold together into little chunks, and otherwise it turns into spaghetti really fast, you know.
Besides breaking your neck, you broke that path. You stopped making fussy oil paintings with fussy brushes, and you started using, you know, trowels for like laying tile.
Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, it is like a kind of a mad scientist way of working. It is like I have some ideas, and I'm like, how am I gonna solve this and make it work? I'm interested in making paintings or art that is people can look at and think like, what? You know, it's not obvious, or it is kind of it's mysterious, but making ways of making paintings is endlessly fascinating to me.
For me, what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing is about stripping away maybe some pretense or trying to get at something that is clearer to a direct expression of where your id is, or like this internal thing. It's not maybe in a conceptual painting project. It could just be in like a more Freudian painting thing, like you grab the material and you just have at it, you know, and make a discovery, and along the way fight those battles until the war is over and there's the artwork. That frankness is all over the work. And, you know, it's the process of a process, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think so. I think you got it, yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's ineffable. You can't quite get it. You can grasp at it, and never getting it is maybe the best part.
Yeah, exactly.